All right. So, CJ5 Mania right here. We got I apologize for the fan noise, but it's hotter than a woman wearing overalls in here, and I'm not built for the heat, so just that fan right there. Just deal with it. All right, just deal with it. You're gonna hear it running. All right. So you might be asking yourself, what the hell, Red Clay Traveler? And you said you were going to work on the two-wheel drive Willys. Why is the CJ5 in here? Well, I did some calculations. You know, I was a history major in college. I did some light-duty calculations, and I got to ciphering on it, and I figure, you know, excuse me for the shoddy camera work, I figured that it would be a lot cheaper right now to get the CJ5 operational than it would to get the two-wheel drive Willys. Now hear me out, don't get emotional, okay? The two-wheel drive Willys isn't going anywhere, at least not yet, unless somebody decides to give me some hella chinchillas for it. Because Red Clay Traveler ain't in the business of giving anything away unless it's as hard so that it can be shattered upon the rocks, but that's a different story for a different time. Now this truck, to put that engine in it, you would have, I've got to buy a clutch, got to buy some bolt kits, got to buy motor mounts, everything. By the time I got the engine put in it, you're going to have probably $600. And then that's not touching the brakes, the tires, the steering box is worn out, nothing. So it wouldn't really put me in a position where I could drive it. I would just have the engine in it. Now the CJ5 over here, it doesn't need as much. It needs a lot, but not as much. So I decided, you know what? I've already done a lot of work to the CJ5. Why don't we do a little more work to the CJ5? Get her dialed in and take her cruising. Why not? Because, so I've ordered the stuff that I need for it, right? So the stuff that I need for it, I've ordered the rear brakes, ordered a seat for it. I only ordered one seat because I wasn't sure how this new seat's going to work, so I ordered just one to see before I bought both of them. I ordered the carburetor kit to make it a manual choke, which I just got. Ordered the running lights, the headlight bezels, ordered a windshield for it. I mean, yeah, y'all been hearing about me talking about it needs a windshield for a month of Sundays, so now it's got a windshield. It'll be here in a week or so. Ordered some other stuff. I even went, you know, I told you I was going to get fancy. I went ahead and made a patch panel for this hole in the floor over here. So I cut this out of an old Willys hood, just because the hood was trashed and the metal's a good thickness, so it's nothing fancy. Just put it in there, riveted it in loosely for right now, cover that hole. And then I'm gonna do, sorry, this microphone's flipping around. Then I'm gonna do something about this hole back here, something similar, and that's just to keep water from splashing in, basically. And you gotta remember, we've already spent a lot of money on this Jeep already. It's got brand new carburetor, brand new alternator, brand new master cylinder that I didn't paint when I put it on because I'm an idiot. It's got the HDMI, which was on it when I got it. It's got disc brakes in the front, which I've got working. The rear brakes, the gentleman that I bought it from claimed that they just weren't hooked up, and by not hooked up, he means not there. So there's nothing I enjoy more than being lied to. So, but that's beside the point. So we got those parts ordered, everything for that except for, I think, one thing. I got the spring kits, ordered a new drum because one drum was missing. I got everything ordered. I got to go pick it up tomorrow, except for the shoes, which I can pick up anytime. I've got new wheel cylinders ordered, so that's all sitting at Napa right now. So I got to go pick those up, and then we'll have the windshield put in. I'm going to get a bikini top for it, so I have to get the track to put up here on top, and then we'll just run a bikini top across the top. It'll have a windshield. It'll have the holes loosely patched. It'll have brakes front and back. It'll be good. And I'm hoping this choke kit will really help, which I'm about to open it, and we'll see if we can't figure that bullshit out, because I don't know. So, yeah. You gotta and we're not calling this rig Jolene anymore, right? That was the name that somebody I used to know gave it, and we're not calling it Jolene anymore, because if you listen to the song Jolene that Dolly Parton did, Jolene's a bit of a trollop. Not really something you want to name your vehicle after, so we're not calling it that anymore. I don't know what we're going to call it. Maybe the Jezebel would be fitting. Gold Digger. Maybe the Aztec, because everything's fine until they're cutting your heart out. You know, I don't know. We can name it. There's all kinds of things we can name it. Might just put Rattle Traveler on the hood. I'm thinking about painting it, though. I did fancy the fact that it was orange, but I no longer fancy that it's orange. So I'm thinking about doing a primo paint job on this unit. And because it was rattle canned orange right now. So I'm thinking, what if we rattle can it a different color? What about that? So I'm leaning towards red. I'm really thinking about just rattle canning it red, because it'll look good. I've got the fender flares ordered, so put those back on this unit. I'll get some kind of rocker trim, and then just imagine, instead of orange being like fire engine red, baby, I'll have to get some more tail lights for it, because these tail lights are kind of not good. They actually still light up and everything, but the lenses are cracked and broke, and this one's barely attached. So I have to get some blinker action going on it. But yeah, I'm thinking red, black fender flares, white letters on the hood saying whatever name we're going to put on it. And then we drive it. We drive it like we mean it. We watch it let us down because it's an AMC. But I've went through most of the components on it that are mattersome to whether or not it's going to operate, and it actually runs pretty good right now. So we'll see what happens. This is the Dorman Universal Manual Choke Kit right there. So we're going to see if we can't figure out how the hell to make this choke manual so that it actually works. You know, that would be cool if it did. Because how are we going to send it in the nameless CJ5 if our choke's half engaged all the damn time? We don't want that. Nobody wants that. And then these are the turn signals, which is nice because they are missing. So let's see here. Yeah, so these lights up here, these right here in this quadrant, are missing. Well, actually there's one in here on this side, but it's not the right one. or it's missing its bezel. So we're gonna fix this. We're gonna put the real ones in, which looks something like this. I genuinely hope that that fan is not freakishly loud. I know you'll be able to hear it, but I'm hoping it's not crazy. Like I say, the fan's just barely keeping up with enough to keep me from having a stroke. There you go. That's a lot better looking, isn't it? Isn't it, folks? This one's even got the plug. This is plug and play if the plug's even there, which in this case it is. So it shouldn't be nothing crazy. Put the plug on like that. You stuff this back against the radiator where it'll burn it. And then you screw that sucker in there. You grab a screwdriver here. Got the headlight bezels ordered, which there's just no reason for those to be as expensive as they are. No reason, okay? None. It's upsetting that a headlight bezel is $60 for some reason, which is just, my God, you know. It's they didn't ask Rattle Traveler before they start coming up with these elaborate prices. These lights were pretty reasonable though. These were like 20 bucks, which is kind of nice. They're not a war pension, you know. Now, that looks a hell of a lot better than no light. Now, you gotta imagine with the bezel on it too, how much better that'll look. And this side doesn't have the plug. I don't believe, no, it does. Haha. I don't know if any of these lights work, by the way. I have no idea if these lights work because they weren't there, and I don't know. So we're just putting these in right now for looks, and then we'll figure out if they work or not later. They did a real good job with these nut connectors here. That's what you want right here. Just you know. Well, I just stuff this back in there and just leave it. Put the new light in front of it. For right now, because I don't care. I just know it's gonna look a hell of a lot better. This Jeep originally was burgundy, which is kind of sick. And then somebody did this jam up paint job on this unit, which really makes it nice. And I think it'd look good red, blue, dark green, something like that. I like these lights. They're pretty good for 20 bucks. You know. Doesn't that look a hell of a lot better than no lights there at all? Take a look at that. Yeah, money. Let's see. Let's see if they work. We'll hook some power to it. Let's see. Let's have a look, see. I doubt they do, but we can find out. Hell, they do work. Look at that. Look at that. Are you looking? It's hard to tell, but they do. They do light up. Yeah. Yeah, see, now you can see it better. Yeah, they're both lit up. Surely the blinker didn't work. Huh? Oh, that's all right. That's okay. We know there's at least some stale power running up here, so. That's what we call a small win right there. Yeah, that looks better. And I painted this up here, so this is restored. I painted that black, so now that's brand new. Completely new. Let me show you what I mean when I tell you that a man lies about the brakes aren't hooked up. Let me show you real quick. Let me show you what that means. Drop my cigar. Yeah, take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. And you tell me what you think. When the gentleman says brakes are there, they're just not hooked up. Let's have a look, see. Yeah, see that? That right there is let me bring you on down so you can look at it better. Yeah, see that? Notice how there's no brakes. There is a drum. I painted the drum. It's sitting over here behind me. But regardless, there's no springs. There's nothing. The other side looks just like this. They didn't even have the drum on it. So that means brakes aren't hooked up. Well, that's true because they don't exist. So that would be why they aren't hooked up. So that's pretty nifty. I found that to be exactly what I wanted, because there's nothing like somebody taking rear brakes, apart brakes, anything really, and they take it apart, and you know, like in this case, they kept one drum on the Jeep when they robbed all the brake parts off of it, and for some reason took the other drum and threw it away. So there's nothing I love more than that. Because when you sell a Jeep, and you most certainly had the drum, sir, when you sold me this Jeep, because somebody took it off, and you just didn't give it to me because, you know, why? You know, Red Clay Traveler can handle it. So try not to have an attitude about it. I also restored the inside of the frame right here by spray painting it black. It's important to restore it when you're there. Which the frame on the Jeep is packed almost completely full of mud, but it's not got any holes or rust in it, which is nice. So, and it is hot. I'm talking 4 rats going at it in a wool sock hot. I'm talking, you know, like I said, girl that's, you know, dipping Copenhagen long cut wearing overalls hot. I'm talking it's hot. That's what I'm saying. It's balmy. You know, here in the South, you would retire to your quarters with a mint julep. It's hot. It's hot like that. I need a mint julep, people. I need some kind of Panama hat and suspenders and a fan, you know, while I'm drinking my mint julep, smoking my cigar, you know. So, but I'm looking forward to finally getting this unit, this high quality AMC, operational so that we can take it up to the mountains and give it hell, okay? Because I already take my full-size Chevrolet places that I shouldn't take it, and I could just see myself really getting aggressive with taking the CJ5 places that I shouldn't take it. So, like I say, it's gonna be fun, because this thing's fun to drive. 4-speed, 6-cylinder. It's handy. It's handy. Looking forward to it. Maybe I should paint it with a paintbrush. Get hardcore, you know. I don't know. But the leaf springs on it aren't broke or anything. I probably will put some new shocks on it when I start driving it. Sure enough, put some new shocks on it. I might end up putting a steering box on it, because the steering box is kind of wallered out. So I might be able to take out some of that, changing a couple ball joints that I already have. But it's got a decent amount of play in it. But a new steering box for this thing is like $220 or something. So that's not too bad. Put a brand new tight steering box in it. And then I need to put a spring on the carburetor for the throttle, because it's a little too loose right now. I need a little more resistance on the throttle. But other than that, I think this unit will come out rather nicely. My buddy Brian has got some tires that are almost bald that might fit on here. They might scrub though, I don't know. They're a little bit bigger than the ones that are on this unit, which are, what size are these? These are 31s, and these are 15-inch wheel, which I forgot. I was thinking it was a 16-inch wheel, which it's not, of course. I've got another set of CJ5 wheels on another Jeep over there, so I might take them off. I don't know if those are 16s or 15s too. They probably are 15s, but I can look. I don't know. These tires have good tread on them, but they're dry rotted to no end, and so as much as I like being stranded out in the woods and stuff, I'd rather not do it over something like a tire, but I'm not going to pay $900 for a set of mud tires for this Jeep. I'm not doing it. I refuse. So, we're going to have to figure that out. So, which would, we can figure that out once everything else is dialed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, and also, this is kind of a rambling update video because it's been a while since I put one on there. I've also started another YouTube channel. I haven't posted anything on it yet, but it's going to be a history channel because everybody in my private life will not leave me alone about how I need to have another YouTube channel that's just about history, because history is my jam. I like antiquated stuff. I like, you know, you hear me ramble about it on here, so I'm thinking, well, we'll try that out. We'll have another channel. It won't have nothing to do with this channel, but it'll be history. It'll be ancient history, war history, just history in general, basically. But my gravity pulls me towards mainly war-related history and ancient history and stuff like that. But I will be talking about other stuff. And I might make that channel more history and paranormal crap, because I love paranormal crap too. So, talking about Sasquatch and aliens and stuff. I don't know, you know. Which I'm kind of excited about. I just haven't decided what my first topic will be, and I haven't figured out the exact format for how I'm going to do that channel. But that's neither here nor there. But if any of y'all are interested in that, I'm going to call it Days of Yore. Which I thought you would like that, Brian Poole. Days of Yore. I thought you would appreciate that, sir. So we're going to see about, hoping in the next month or so, start getting that organized and figure out what platform style I'm going to do with that, how I'm going to do those. But anyway, we're doing good on subscribers. We're up to 803, I think. So we're doing pretty good. Nothing crazy. We need to go on up to 1,000, and then we'll do a giveaway. And we'll get to 1,000, we'll do a giveaway. And it'll be good. It'll be good. I think this giveaway, I'll do another one of those signs like I did, a different one. And then hat, stickers, shirt, maybe something off of one of the Jeeps or something thrown in there. I don't know. But we'll worry about that when we get to 1,000. Now, won't we? Yes, we will. So, yeah. I hope y'all don't mind that we're taking a break from the Willys stuff to do the CJ5, but I just think it makes more sense to get the CJ5 operational so that we can take it up in the mountains and enjoy it. And the two-wheel drive Willys, we're not shit canning it. It's not. I'm not wishing it to the cornfield. Okay, so it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll probably pull this truck out, put it down in the other building down there, get it out of the way for right now. And then we'll get the CJ5 dialed in here in the next few weeks as parts come in, because some of the parts aren't coming in for a couple weeks. But I should be able to get the brakes done here in the next, I hope in the next few days, if all my parts are actually there like they claim they are. And then I can get, once the brakes are done, I can start getting all the lights working. I need to get the blinkers done, which the blinker assembly in the column is all destroyed, so I'll probably just get one of those external blinker kits like I put on Jubal and put it on the steering column there, and then wire up the blinkers, which shouldn't be too much of a nightmare. Shouldn't be, allegedly. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. I've never gotten to drive a Jeep that was new enough on the road. This one will actually move. It'll, you know, I could drive it on the interstate and stuff, which is novice, right? Because, you know, none of the Willys I got are capable of that. So this one I can actually drive it up to the mountains where I go camping. Now, I don't know if it'll make it, you know, because it is an AMC, but we'll see. It'd be nifty if it did. It would be cool. It'd be a lot cooler. Green, blue, neon pink. What do you think? Look at that. I'm going to get a sticker for the back of it. It says my other Jeeps are Willys. Yeah, I'm going to put that on there. And then my personal thing that I'm excited about that I'm going to do is I'm going to mount an axe right here. I really like that. They put an axe mounted because it'll actually fit on there pretty good. So I'll probably put the blade back here, put the blade back there, and then handle there, and then we'll put I'd like to put a shovel on the other side, have our Pioneer tools. I think this thing will just be a barrel of monkeys to take camping, because the body's in good enough shape, but bad enough shape to where you're not worried about it. You know, it's good enough to be presentable, but not enough to worry about it. So if you're out there giving it hell and you hit a tree or something, you know, you're not gonna cry. You're not gonna cry about it. You just continue on living your best life, you know. Which this unit's got. How many miles does this unit have? Looks like 80,000, unless it's rolled over, which is possible that it has, but I don't know. It's a long way to be driving in your sick CJ5. Brian Poole. If you would like to see some of my antique motorcycles that I've got, some of my vintage motocross, enduro bikes and stuff, you let me know in the comments, buddy. You let me know. You tell me jump, I ask how high. You ask, you shall receive. If you'd like to see my CZ400 or my Sherpa 125 or my CZ Enduro or my Pook Enduro, or if I could ask my brother, if I ask him nicely, he might let us take a look at his Combat Wombat or his Dirt Squirt or some of the other vintage ass bikes we got kicking around here. Y'all let me know. The rest of y'all, if y'all would like to see some of that other stuff, you let me know. Alright, so I've got this loosely mocked up here. So what you have in this kit, this is the original cap. It's got this spring in it that heats up from manifold, from a tube that runs from the manifold to this port here. Heats this up, engages, disengages the choke. This is also known as trash, and so we take that and throw it away. Alright, this kit comes with 2 caps. Comes with all your little hardware and brackets and stuff. And this shaft right here, I already put it together. I'm not taking it back apart, but what this is it's just a cylinder, and on the end of it's a fork. Inside here you have a tang on your choke that's like this, and then the fork on the cylinder just engages that. So it's nothing fancy. So that's all this is doing. It hits the tang on that fork and turns it back and forth. You just got to set this depth right, because you don't want this so deep in there that it's scrubbing the inside of the housing. So you want it short enough out where it has clearance so that it moves, so you can see the choke moves freely. And you don't want to have any resistance. So we got that set appropriately now. I didn't put these back on there. These are little gaskets. There was 2 of them, which I don't know why there was 2. I probably should have put 1 at least, but this cap seals pretty good on there, and there's not like there's going to be water just straight pouring in to there anyway, so we're not going to worry about that right now. And the instructions don't mention anything about putting the gasket. I don't know. It would probably be a good idea to put the gasket. I don't know. I'd have to change the depth of this if we put a gasket. And I don't feel like doing that, so. But anyway, so then you've got this mechanism here that goes on the end of the shaft. And this is what your wire hooks to. Which there's nothing to this. It's just a little extra screw in here that you use to clamp it to the shaft. And then this bottom piece has this brass piece that goes in here, like that. And then the machine screw, this one, goes in this side of it, like that. And then your throttle cable, your choke cable goes through that hole right there. And then you tighten the screw down to hold that. And then when you pull this lever, it turns the butterfly, chokes it for you, and then you can do all that. So, honestly, this isn't too bad. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit more of a nightmare, but it's not. So, now we need to figure out how to mount, we need to figure out where we're going to mount the choke at. This is the bracket for the choke. Here's the choke cable. This is supposed to be like dramatically too long so that you have plenty of cable so that you can cut it down, because this is a universal kit. It's supposed to be for everything from tractors to Maseratis. So far I'm kind of impressed. The quality of this stuff's not too bad. This kit's like $12, so keep that in mind. So but overall I'm kind of impressed with it. So, and this bracket here, so take this nut here loose, and then you slide this cable through this hole here. Oh, hit the camera. And then it ends up down here on this end, and this is where you attach this to the bottom of the dash, like so. And then you grab there and you can pull your choke cable. So, actually, it's pretty stupid proof, because if I can do it, then literally anyone can. So, I'm going to turn it around though, because I think that'll work better. Yeah, turn it around like that. And now you got your choke. You can do that. So then we'll take the nut, slide it back around on this thing. Got the nut there. Tighten it down. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit about what this is, what it looks like. Like I say, this should resolve a lot of our problems on the carburetor running too rich and everything, because the choke's always engaged. And the choke, they give you a really long lead here, which is what goes in that little brass pin that actuates the choke. So you can cut this down to however long you need it. So once I get it installed, I'll get back with you. Alright, so we got the choke hooked up finally. Took a little bit of finagling. So this, like I say, this is a universal kit. It's not a a direct fit for this carburetor. So I had to make this bracket right here out of just some pieces of metal I had laying around. Run this hole already existed in the firewall, so I ran the cable through it. Had to cut the cable down 2.5 feet or so. Hooked it up there. So now I got the cable mounted right here on the dash. So I can pull the choke. Yeah, it closes the choke. You push it back. It should open. I need to lube the open that. Choke's open. So it's not, you know, it doesn't work perfect, but as long as I can get the choke closed, which there you go, there's the choke closed. As long as it'll do that most of the time, then it'll be good. Which I need to adjust this cable again because I don't think I had it tight enough. But anyway, so yeah. So we got the headlights put on the front of the CJ5. Got the choke on it. I just drove it around for a good while. The brakes are going out in the front because this is leaking in the rear. But like I say, I should have all my brake kit stuff tomorrow. We'll be able to put it all together. So, and we'll do a video on that, trying to figure out how to put all them springs in there. So, it's going to be great. But until next time, until the next video, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Smoke them if you got them. And remember, CJ5 and Willys for life. That's all that matters, my friends. Willys for life. Get it. Get it, boy. Hell yeah.